So, in this particular video here, this particular clip, we have Miss Claressa Shields here. She's actually on a podcast called The Shop, and she's speaking with a few people up here. I'm not sure who these people are. I think Money Long is one young lady. I think the Asian lady is a comedian, and I think that Joey Badass is up here in the panel as well. So, in this particular clip, Claressa is speaking about her brother, right? About her picking up her brother from a correction facility in Texas. Okay. So I want you guys to listen to this video because off the back, she's gonna get into speaking about how her brother has multiple personalities. Okay. And then she's also going to throw it in there about her alter ego as well. Now, we all know at this point, those of you who actually study, you see what I'm saying. Those of you who actually know about the Monarch programs and the MK Ultra program, I speak about that a lot. I've been studying MK Ultra for about 20 years now. So I have a lot of information and a lot of study under my belt. Okay. I'm not just saying this because it sounds good. Oh, and it's, conspiracy theory. No, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not any type of professional. Okay. So I'm not diagnosing Claressa or anyone else with any type of conditions. Okay. I'm not a licensed professional. Okay. However, I do have common sense. My analyzation skills are, top tier. Okay. And I know how to be discerning, and I know how to look at shit and put things together and look at the signs, right? The body language, what's being said, and all of that. Okay. So in this clip, as I was saying, you'll see Claressa Shields. Listen, if you listen to her very carefully, she's going to be hinting at the multiple personalities. We all know that the multiple personalities, right? That is a big node when it comes to the MK Ultra programming, because they split your mind. You see what I'm saying? They split up your mind. Give you trauma through torture and all types of other ways to split your mind through trauma. And once they split your mind, once they compartmentalize your mind, split it in different compartments, they can implant other personalities or other entities in place of those empty compartments where they stripped your mind, where they compartmentalize your mind. This is a true, real, ancient science. Let's be clear about that. Okay? And yes, they are doing this. Yes, this can be done. It has been done, and it's still being done. Okay? Let's be clear about that. And the majority, if not all, the majority of your A-list celebrities are under MK Ultra, and they're either inhabited through the basic MK Ultra programming, with where they just implant different codes into them that they can activate, or different personalities or different roles that they can activate lately. That they can activate, they can activate at any given time, depending on what they need. So they may have a celebrity, let's just say they may have, just giving you guys an example, they may have someone like Claressa Shields, let's say, right, in the program. So let's just say how they do things. They'll have her, put her through a lot of trauma, sleep deprivation, torture. They'll make you go hungry, lock you in a basement. They'll submerge you underwater for a certain period of time, right before your ass is getting ready to, pass the fuck out or blank out. Right to the moment where your heart is about to stop beating, they'll pull you back up. They put your mind and your body through a lot of trauma and torture, because they're doing this to break the will. They want to break your personality, and they want to break your will. And when you're under intense trauma like that, your mind automatically breaks down as a defense mechanism. Okay. And once your mind breaks down, it compartmentalizes itself, meaning that there's something else that comes online to keep you alive. You see what I'm saying? To keep your body in function, because the other part, your fight and flight function at that moment, has been delayed. You see what I'm saying? Because it affected your will to survive, your will to live. You see what I'm saying? So once they have that compartment, once they have that empty compartment that's available, they'll go ahead and they'll start implanting another personality in that empty compartment that is available. Okay. This is why you have celebrities saying they have these alter egos and shit. This is why you're saying, Remy, not Remy. You'll have someone like Nicki Minaj. People thought that she was just crazy, just being a clown, which she was, but still, people's like, oh, well, she said she had Roman. Her alter ego was Roman. You see what I'm saying? Some vicious, very vile, I think it was some vile little white boy or something. She called him Roman. That's one of her alters. You have Beyonce with Sasha Fierce. You see what I'm saying? So you have Mary J. Blige with Brooke Lynn. You see, you have all these different people. You see what I'm saying? DMX, Damien. You see, we think that when these celebrities and these stars give themselves these little names, it's just out of fun. And, some of the lower tier ones, yeah, they just give themselves little nicknames and stuff like that. Like Pitbull and the Skirt Eve, they'll give themselves little nicknames or whatever because it's popular to do. But once you get higher up into the celebrities and stars who are actually making dough, they bringing in the dough like that, and they are really high level assets because they're bringing the order money. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna go ahead, if these people want to buck up at them, and when these stars want to make things difficult, they will put them under MK Ultra mind control. You see what I'm saying? Especially if they are able to be used in more than one way. So they may have someone like a Claressa Shields who is a boxer. You see what I'm saying? And Claressa has been put under MK Ultra. Okay, let me say allegedly to protect myself. Just like Mike Tyson was put under MK Ultra, Claressa Shields was put under MK Ultra as well. Okay, and they started her early in this program. Understand? Okay, with her first handler being her coach, Jason Crutchfield. Okay, at the at the Burston Field House Gym in Flint, Michigan. Let's be clear about that shit. Let's be clear. This is a very intricate system. They have people in place through their orders, through their Prince Hall Mason, right? Their Prince Hall Masonic lodges. They have people in place through their sorority orders, like their Kappas, Alphas, and all these chicks, Eastern Stars, and whatever other orders, because usually they keep the niggas in the Prince Hall. You see what I'm saying? Prince Hall Masonry is where they keep the majority, is where they allow the majority of their black nigga sector, right? Nigger sector puppets to reign in, right? They put them in the Prince Hall for the most part. You see what I'm saying? So they can keep an eye on them and they know exactly where to go, in every hood, every community, to pick one of these people out, to be the ground, to be boots on the ground for their clandestine activities that they have going on. You see what I'm saying? And for all of their little side programs they have going on. You see what I'm saying? That you don't know about, that you think it's just every day. Oh, came from the bottom, now you up. Came from the bottom, now I'm up. Oh yeah, they give them this story. They give them these fake ass stories like, oh my God, they had a hard time. They were adopted. They was in the streets. The mom was. They always had this. They all have this like the same sets of storylines. If you black, they give you the same fucking storylines over and over again. Oh, my father was in jail. Oh, my mother was on drugs, or she was an alcoholic. She was abusive. She was a prostitute. My daddy wasn't around. My daddy beat me. My daddy raped me. What else they give? I grew up with roaches. I grew up with rats and roaches. Me and my siblings had to sleep together. We had to wear each other's clothes. We had to eat off the floor, and shit. We had to party with the roaches and the shit and the rats and shit like that. We was having sleepovers with the rats and shit, things of that nature. Like, they were beat and they were, molested and raped. They always give these celebrities, right, and these figures, these black ones, the same fucking storylines. You see what I'm saying? Like, no one ever, especially in the rap, in the sports community, it's almost like no one has a good story that, oh, I grew up in a great family. You see what I'm saying? We might have not been rich, but you never hear that. Like, I grew up in a good family. I had my brothers and sisters. We traveled a lot. We did our thing. I went to college. My mom was great. My dad was great. Like, you rarely hear these type of stories. You see what I'm saying? Because see, they want to keep our people in these type of mindsets. They want to keep these type of mindsets. They want to plug on or pull on. You see, your sympathy. You see what I'm saying? They want to keep you. That's louche for them. You see what I'm saying? To present these people to you, especially if you've been through it. You see what I'm saying? Because they see or notice that a lot of black people, in urban areas, in the hoods and all that, of course, have been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the environment that they wanted to put these people in. You see what I'm saying? Talking about these orders and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? After they came, and fucking infiltrated on our shit. But that's another story. They infiltrated on our shit and then put us in these fucking communities. You see what I'm saying? Created a real life platform for us to have to survive in this shit. You see what I'm saying? And now today, they're gladly using this shit as a backdrop to everyone's fucking story. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like a code or a node or a classification. You see what I'm saying? So I digress. So they always had the same fucking stories. So, they'll play someone like Claressa, as I stated in a video. I'm just saying, they'll take someone, they'll get them from a child. In my opinion, Claressa Shields, as I went into her life and did some extensive research, her life before she's 5 years old is very sketchy. Okay. And her age between the ages of 5 and 11 is very sketchy. Okay. And it's hard to find anything between those age. What happened, Claressa, within your childhood? Between those missing years, between the ages of 5 and 11, because that's the age 11 is the age that she was handed off to Jason Crutchfield, who's the coach at the Burston Field House Gym in Flint, Michigan, her first boxing coach. Okay. She was handed off to him very early. Well, I did the research on, Mr. Jason Crutchfield here. Okay. And so, I'm going to get into all of this in the video, right? But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want you guys to, like I said, I want you to view the video here. I wanted to start off with this clip because I want you guys to be able to see where I'm going with this. Because at the end of the day, these people, they always end up slipping up. They always end up telling on themselves and showing you what's going on. Okay? And believe it or not, a lot of it is on purpose. Okay? A lot of them, they do this on purpose. It's intentional. Okay? And a lot of it is ritual when it's intentional. A lot of it is also communication to the order. When I say the order, I mean these fraternal and sorority orders. I mean Black Rock and Vanguard. I mean the people who basically and essentially controls their asses, their main programmers. You see what I'm saying? Who write their scripts that they go around acting on or acting through. Okay? That's who I'm talking about when you guys hear me say the order. Okay, some of you like to call them Illuminati and all this other shit like that, or whatever you want to fantasize it and this, that, and the third, or whatever. And now people don't believe that this shit exists because people throwing the word Illuminati around, this, that, and the other. Call it what the fuck you want. But at the end of the day, these people exist in major corporations that you don't even know about, that owns corporations, that owns the corporation, that owns the corporations. Let's be clear. These people at the motherfucking top, the chain, They, you know what I'm saying? It's the same fucking families, okay? Using different avatars. The same energy, the same people using different avatars, right? Generation after generation. These people don't die. Their bodies may die, but these people always remain around through physical vessels and avatars. People. We need to be clear about this. We need to be clear about the occult that these people deal with, and we need to be clear about the technology and the sciences that these people and the dark occult and dark sciences that these people fuck with. See, you guys don't know about a lot of these sciences and the dark occult and stuff like that. So when people start talking like this and bringing this type of information, a lot of people do know. A lot of people in general are waking up and learning about this. But you still have you sector of people who still want to call this conspiracy theory for whatever reason. I guess you were trained, you were trained well enough. You know what I'm saying? To call it that, because they train this. That's a program too, where they train you guys to throw around the word conspiracy theory, so you can have an automatic system shutdown within your own fucking communities, among your own people. See, because they're not always around to watch you niggas. And I'm talking about niggas. I'm talking about black people, indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? They may not always be able to peep you out and shut you all the fuck up on their own when you start talking too much, or when you start dropping knowledge and dropping science and exposing too much, right? So they make sure that they come up with certain terms and words or whatever, so you motherfuckers can police yourself. So you can watch and shut up yourself and shut your own selves down. So they'll put words like conspiracy theory, even though it's a word that's been out. But I'm saying they upped the ante on it and revamped it. Now they put it back out amongst our own people using this word. So now you have people out here on social media calling themselves teachers, calling themselves content creators, right? You see what I'm saying? And when someone starts talking a little bit too much about the unseen things, right? The things that seem too far out to be true, you'll have people in your own communities say, "Oh, well, no. That sounds like a conspiracy theory. Is that conspiracy theory? That's conspiracy. Oh, you must be a conspiracy theorist." That type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Like fucking clowns. Like fucking regurgitating as robots playing out their script that Massa gave them. You see what I'm saying? It works very well. See, these people have been studying you niggas for a long time now. You see what I'm saying? So they know that you guys deal like it's like a chain reaction. They know how thoughts work. You see what I'm saying? They know how thought forms work. They know this. So if they keep pushing the same idea out there, that when someone talks about cloning, because these are the buzzwords. When someone talks about cloning, when someone talks about extraterrestrials, when somebody talks about MK Ultra, when somebody talks about Illuminati, you see what I'm saying? They have these buzzwords and stuff like that they trained you people, that they trained you guys. And once you hear these words, you tense up. But like alert. Uh-oh, danger. Instead of you listening, instead of your ears perk up so you can listen, so you can learn some shit and see what the hell is going on behind the scenes. No, your damn MK Ultra kicks in. Your self MK Ultra kicks in. And what do? You make sure that you continue to stay on the script of Massa. You're just a smaller version of the Claressa Shields babies. You're nothing more than the smaller versions of the MK Ultra and Monarch slaves. That's all that is. Hopefully you guys can stop doing that shit. Really. Stop doing that shit, because that's a program. Because the minute you call someone a conspiracy theory, you shut down the potential truth that this person could be speaking. But you call conspiracy. Most of you who are using this term, you never even studied the subject that you're saying is conspiracy theory. That's the sick part about it. It's all ego and bravado. Thinking you know some shit. Thinking you smart. Thinking you know the answers to every fucking thing. You don't even listen. You probably don't even know what the person is going to say. But as soon as you hear those buzzwords, you get your fucking panties in a bunch. You males and females, because you're both wearing panties. So anyway, So I wanted to show this video, like I was saying, because you're going to see Claressa in this interview here speaking about her brother, artist Mac, okay, who I believe is may or may not be her biological brother. The verdict is still out on that one for me. I do believe, okay, that her so-called sister Brianna and her so-called mother, right, Marcella Adams, I believe that those are not her biological family members. I believe that her mom and her sister are not her biological mother and sister. If you see her mother and sister, right, regardless of what any of you might say who don't like the features of indigenous people, right, aside from maybe the missing teeth and the teeth situation that they have going on, I personally think that Brianna is beautiful. Okay? Let's be clear about that shit. And I personally think that her mother, Marcella Adams, is beautiful as well. Their skin is so damn beautiful. Oh my God. Do you guys, because look at that dark chocolate mocha beautiful skin that both of them have. Those cheekbones. Do you guys see those cheekbones? Especially when Brianna gets done up. You know what I'm saying? Does her hair, and stuff like that. And put a little lip on, very beautiful. She doesn't have to even do much. You see what I'm saying? She's beautiful. And a lot of you probably think I'm crazy. What am I talking about? I'm tripping. I'm bugging out. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's what I do know. But I also do know that the indigenous, right? The copper and bronze indigenous man and woman of America are bar none, the most beautiful people on this fucking earth. You heard? The most beautiful features. You hear me? No matter what tribe, no matter what nation, Catawba, Wichita, you know what I'm saying? Edisto, Yamasi, doesn't matter what tribe. Beautiful people, beautiful facial structure, okay? Yeah. So, I digress once again. I don't believe that that's her natural sister. How the mother and the sister, they look just alike. I'm not saying this is, impossible to happen, but they look just alike. Come on, you guys. Claressa looks nothing like her so-called mother and her so-called sister. I think that they are plants. I think she was planted in that family or whatever, or they was planted to her or assigned to her. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, maybe someone could show some receipts or something, because I'm going to keep going on with this series or whatever, because I do want to expose how these people are under mind control. Okay? Because I'm tired of these people going around. I'm tired of them putting these people before us and before our children, having them do dumb shit and say dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? But these people are controlled. And then we get on social media. And then we talk about, all the dirt they do, all the scandalous shit they do, all of this and all of that these people are doing, giving us providing them constant loosh. You see what I'm saying? Keeping us in a loop of entertainment and distraction, while these people are doing the real shit. You know what I'm saying? We're so wrapped up and caught up in these, in this factory made nonsense that these fucking celebrities are doing. So they activate these celebrities and have them go out and do dumb shit. That's the real tea. That's the real entertainment that these people, most of the time, don't have no control over what the fuck they're doing out here. That's the real tea. That's what you guys need to be covering. You see what I'm saying? That's the real tea. Cause, after a while, these celebrities keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, just for regular people. After a while, that shit's going to get boring. That person's going to get tired. That person's going to burn out. You see what I'm saying? They may not, it's only a few people who can keep going, entertaining you naturally like that. After a while, you're going to run out of shit to do, because you're not going to be able to keep doing the same thing. You have to keep evolving your storyline. Okay? You have to keep evolving your storyline. And if you don't evolve your storyline, then the people lose interest after a while. You understand what I'm saying? So, of course, they have to activate some of your other personalities, because usually a person who is healthy minded, right? A person who is healthy minded don't have all these different wild ass personalities that are in contrast of one another. You see what I'm saying? Now, you do have people who act very well, and they are actors. You see what I'm saying? They're all actors. That's what I'm saying. In order for you to be a celebrity, politician, athlete, you have to be a good actor. You see what I'm saying? You have to be a good actor. And this is why I call these people, myself and many others, call these people actors, because they are naturally acting, but then when they burn out acting that way, you see what I'm saying? Then they bring out the other alters. You see what I'm saying? And so they can keep entertaining, keep collecting that loosh from you all. You see what I'm saying? So, we're gonna get into the video. Pay attention as she speak about her so-called brother artist Matt, and how she drove from wherever she was all the way to Texas to see about her brother, her younger brother, right? Or is it her older brother? Artist might be her older brother. I'm not sure, you guys, about that. I'm not sure, because I do know she has a younger brother as well. He's some kind of gamer. He's some kind of media young man or something. I know that he's always around backstage, after her fights, sometimes before and after her fights, with a microphone, interviewing people, things of that nature, I guess. I really just see him, you guys, as the media person for Claressa, because I'm not really on Instagram like that or TikTok like that. But I just started going on there because I just started making this content here. But I've been doing my work on Facebook and YouTube prior to now, And I think it was on TikTok or Instagram, one of the others. I had put up a reel about Claressa and her little brother, the media guy, gamer, good, whatever his name is, right? Came into my comment, talk about, this, that, and the third, all this and that. Like, hold up. How do you even get over here? Like, why are you here? Why are you commenting in my shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. So that just goes to let you know that these people, they set up people around these people, these MK Ultra victims. They position people around them for different reasons. You see what I'm saying? And you may ask, well, who sent these people? Who's they? Who sends these people and put these people around them? Especially the people who are supposed to be like low key ghetto. I know you guys wondered this. Like, well, who's the people? Because some of these people are very classless. Some of these actors or sports people are classless. Some of them are ghetto. Some of them have no home training. Some of them ain't really about nothing like that. Or, they're not that intelligent, or whatever the case may be. You may be asking, well, who's bothering to set anything up around these people, or to even, have that type of an intricate system running around this person? Like, who is the they with these intricate systems set up for these people? Well, the they is the people who own, who has ownership over that person's likeness at the time. And right now, the person who has ownership over Claressa Shields' likeness at the top, at least as far as I went. They may be something above that, but I doubt it. It's called BlackRock Vanguard. BlackRock and Vanguard. These are the purse strings. These are the people who funded the so-called $8 million win record deal. BlackRock Vanguard. Let's be clear about that. I'm going to repeat that. BlackRock Vanguard are the people who cut that so-called $8 million check to win records for Claressa Shields. Let's be clear about that. And they were also the same ones who were gonna put up that $15 million for Claressa Shields to fight Layla Ali. Okay? BlackRock Vanguard. These groups, let me just say allegedly, okay? These two groups work together, right? Very, very evil, clandestine practices. Okay. When you look into these major corporations, you'll be amazed by the things that they have monopolized, right? You'll be amazed at the things that they control or have assets in or with, right? You'll be amazed by it, by the stretch of their purse, right? Or their wallet or their bank or funding. You'll be amazed. Last I checked, it was 800 trillion. That sounds like that's more than the fucking government. That sounds like that's more than the fucking federal government. It seems like these days, 800 trillion. Damn. And that's probably a front number. You see what I'm saying? One research, it said 40 trillion. Then it said, you know what I'm saying? So they be having all these, these people have stock and shit in the internet. So it's like, Google, all of that. So they, that's why I said they corner the market in a lot of this shit. You see? So they would be the they. You see what I'm saying? Because Claressa would make Claressa Papoose, right? Ruben Branson and whoever else is involved in that contract. That would make them indebtors to, these people. You are indebtors. You know what I'm saying? You're indebted. Okay? You're going to pay them their fucking money back one way or another. One way or another, you're going to pay them their shit back. And it doesn't always have to be in cash or should I say money or that type of currency. See what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to, the payback doesn't always have to be that. Sometimes they may force you to give them a vessel. Okay? They may want you to give them a vessel or bring a baby vessel. You know what I'm saying? They may want you to house, to be the vehicle, the vessel to house one of their Nephilim children from the Nephilim 2027 project and the 2033 project. Okay? Reset project. They may require you to do that. Because trust me, allegedly, let me say that, they already have Claressa's DNA. They already have her genetics, family bloodline. They've been probably most likely keeping an eye on her for a very long time because they monitor bloodlines. These people operate from the demonic realm. These people have access to satellites, all types of spy devices and equipment, all types of shit. Okay? These will be the same people who probably funded the 34 military hospital in Sierra Leone, Africa, and who's funding the equipment, the high-tech equipment that will be in that hospital. You see what I'm saying? The high-tech equipment that's going to be in that hospital that is going to be a breeding ground, right? Is going to be a breeding ground for whatever women or whatever vessels that come there. And this is just one of the programs. Whatever women and vessels that come there to bring their Nephilim race, their new Nephilim race in, they would love for them. They would love for that to be that 34 military hospital to be one of their main hubs for this because of where the location is, where the location of that 34 military hospital is placed at on one of their extremely powerful grids. Let's be clear about that. And how they do in the occult, they line their shit up. You see what I'm saying? With their apex intelligence system. When they call this real energy, VRIL. They want to teach us that the real is some, It's just some kind of little wormy thing or some kind of lizard worm that they put in your eye and shit. You see that these celebrities, they put in their eye and stuff like that, and then it wraps around their optical nerves and shit like that, and then it takes over them and makes them a drone. That's one aspect of it. You see what I'm saying? But there is a full energetic way to carry this out. You see what I'm saying? And this is the entity. This apex intelligence is the entity that takes the place of a soul when these celebrities are used to bring in certain children. When they are forced to bring in certain children, these celebrities, these politicians, it doesn't have to be celebrities, politicians, and sports figures. These could be whoever they choose to. And it may just be a regular person, but they come from a specific bloodline that they want, that they feel they need, that bloodline. They want they want to use this bloodline to house. You see what I'm saying? These new beings coming that they have coming up in here. And they want to have these beings here coming in here at a certain time to be here for their 2033 reset. They want to bring a new being, a new physical structure here. And you know how you go from Neanderthal to the Homo sapien? Yeah, they want to take Homo sapiens to the next level. But they don't want to do the RoboCop shit, you guys. They don't really want to do the transhumanism route. You see what I'm saying? They want a full body that's organic. Organs, organic on the inside, organic on the outside, organs in the inside, skin and all of that, right? They want you to operate day to day. Just like regular people day to day, they don't have to really control you too much, right? Unlike these biobots that they have walking around now and shit, where they got to be maintenance and because they start glitching, stuff be happening, they don't want to have to do that. You see what I'm saying? So this is why they are perfecting their apex intelligence, because they want to basically replace the soul with this apex energy. They haven't perfected it enough yet. You see what I'm saying? And this is what they've been working on. And I was told from a little birdie, that Claressa Shields and Papoose, that they owe these people a vessel. Okay? I'm just saying, allegedly. For all of you who think that, Papoose said Remy Ma gonna get back together. Nah, it's not gonna happen. I don't care about the diss song. I don't care about none of that. His ring on his finger. I don't care about none of that. Okay? It's not gonna happen. Okay? These people, they play the long game. Okay? All right? So like I said, I know I went into this, that, and the third, but, it's just so much that these people have going on, you guys, that we don't know about. And, it's a lot, I know some people just don't want to know because they're like, what's the use of knowing? It's heavy. What's the use of knowing? It's heavy. But hey, you should know what's going on, you guys, what these people do behind our backs, what's going on, because it helps you to navigate how you receive these people. You see, a lot of you people receive these peoples in your own lives. You bring this whole internet shit into your homes. You see what I'm saying? Into your personal lives. You talk about it like it's real. You talk about these people's lives like it's real. You see what I'm saying? Like their lives are not scripted. As if it's not scripted by Vanguard BlackRock or some shit. You see what I'm saying? And even if they're not scripted by Vanguard BlackRock, which most likely they are, they're still lying to you. You see what I'm saying? They're still deceiving you. But we bring these people into our homes. Our children listen and watch these people. You see what I'm saying? You got some people who get emotional, curse each other out on the internet because they have different opinions about their favorite celebrities, this, that, and the third, and all this and that. All that is energy that they're harvesting on. You see? However, if you knew, right, that all of this shit was put before you to do just that these people have been programmed. And a lot of times these people, they sit in boardrooms together discussing how the fuck they're going to trick and deceive your ass. I wouldn't be surprised if Remy, Claressa Shields, Papoose, 50, Bub Maserati, whoever else. Tasha K. No, not Tasha K. Not that bird. Not her. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if all of these people are together sitting in a boardroom some fucking where, discussing how they're going to lie and trick you motherfuckers next. What type of schemes they're going to conjure up to keep y'all invested on their channels, to keep their names in y'all mouth so they could get more energy. And the more energy, the more dark energy, the more energy that y'all give them, that energy literally gets pinged in their bank accounts. Oh, y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think this shit is a game. Listen, you guys, they do not play when it comes to this loose shit that I told you all about in my other video. Negative, dark energy. These entities, these archons, these demonic entities collect loose. That's what this is all about. Beings who cannot, who cannot experience this reality in a body. Okay? They cannot experience this reality in the body. They cannot hold form. And if they do manage to be able to create a form, they can't hold the form long enough to remain here. You see? So they have to feed themselves. They have to generate enough negative energy, enough lower frequencies to sustain themselves. We need to be clear about this shit. This is what I mean when I say that these people operate from the demonic realm. They live off of demonic energy. That's the energy they live off. And every negative energy here on this earth that people experience, fear, hate, anger, jealousy, right? That shit is like food to them, you guys. Like food. Murder. Why do you think they do rituals and blood sacrifice? Pain, blood, anger. You see what I'm saying? Why do you think they hurt children? Animals. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a very, very wicked and dark shit. Okay? And when these people, like the Vanguard, BlackRock, because these people are the facilitators of these archons. These are the people who have been commissioned to gather the loosh and the dark energy for these beings in exchange for technology, in exchange for, let's just sum it up to technology. Okay. It's an array of things, but we can sum it up in technology. Okay. In exchange for technology. So basically you have walking flesh vessels, beings in the form of BlackRock, in the form of the Rockefellers, in the form of the Rothschilds, okay? In the form of the Windsors, the Blackguard, the BlackRock, the Vanguard, the BlackRock, right? Being the facilitators, right? Being the warlocks, the wizards and fucking warlocks and witches for these entities, for these demonic entities, right? Being the middle person, right? For these entities to make sure that these entities can feed. Okay? Making sure that they can feed. Keep them all filled up off of your negative energy, off of the wars, off of the murders, off of the tears, off of the pain. Okay? Off of all of the dark, wicked shit that this planet has to offer. Okay? We need to be clear about that. And they will do anything to make sure that they can get plenty of loosh, that they can harvest Plenty of loosh. Even if they have to lie to you, they don't give a fuck. Even if they have to create people and create things that's not true or not real, they don't care. Like storylines, like fake celebrities and storylines that keep going and going and going and going, that keep having more drama, more drama, more drama, more drama. All to harvest off of that energy. It's no different, baby, than a virus that's around. You see what I'm saying? How a person can get a virus. You walk outside, right? And you could get some type of bacterial virus or a virus or something like that. Or you could get a cold or something like that or whatever the case may be, right? Some type of virus. You out all day, right? You come back in the house. Now you coughing, you sweating, you got a fever. Just being out in the air, right? It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. This is science. This is physiology. Okay? This is alchemy. Y'all better start studying. I'm not an expert at this, but I've studied enough to know how this shit works. So we need to understand what entertainment is, man, and stop getting. That's what my channel is all about. We need to stop getting so caught up with these fucking celebrities, because they're not gonna stop. If you think that you're trying to give them some moral lesson and shit, is good and all that, but shit, talking to a celebrity is useless, because they don't control themselves. And most of them, if they have national attention like that, and they like a household name, and you see what I'm saying, and they making a certain amount of money, this, that, and the third, and all that, I mean, you might as well just bag that. You might as well just give it up, because they're already gone already. You see what I'm saying? They probably already have that real intelligence within their ass already. You see what I'm saying? They probably already they already housed with full of fucking demons already. They've already been compromised. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to get through to them or any of that shit. They may have moments where they glitch, and that original soul may, is fighting to come back online. You see, that's what the glitches are about. A lot of times, their soul is fighting to come back online. Their soul, the real them, is fighting to come back to the forefront, because that shit has been suppressed down to a fucking sunken place with these people. So when you see them out here shaking and stuttering and all this shit, this is what you are witnessing. Them in war, them at war, the light and the darkness at war, the light of their soul and the darkness of these archives are at war in their very fucking being. The ultimate war with self. And if you want to have your asses deep into the fucking entertainment industry, deep into the sports and all of that shit like that, then your ass gonna find out what time it is as well. This shit is not what you think it is. Some of you still out here trying to get your kids up in the game, up in the entertainment fucking industry. Yeah, go ahead. See what happened. Go ahead. Yeah. The people, you talk about one hit wonders and people who done did one thing and they disappeared. Those was the smart motherfuckers. Those was the smart people who, when they found out, they saw what was really going on, and they didn't want no parts of that shit. So they kept it moving. Those were the smart ones. The one hit wonders, and the people who people talk shit about. Oh, they couldn't last. They wasn't talented enough. Oh, this, that, and the. Oh, they didn't get no opportunities in Hollywood. Oh, nobody wasn't checking for them. Yeah, you probably had situations like that. But a lot of these people, for what it worth, they wasn't willing to sell themselves. Okay? So, and a lot of them were taken up out of here. But a lot of them weren't. But I guarantee you, they spent the rest of their life in agony. Because once you make an oath with these entities, you're not getting out. Simple. You're going to find yourself back again. You may think you're getting a little break, but your ass will be tormented. You will be tormented until you come back in another form to slave for them some more. And if you are under MK Ultra, like how I believe Miss Claressa Shields is under MK Ultra, then you basically are just a walking bot walking around this bitch. Right? You see what I'm saying? Waiting for, with someone with your alter codes, right? someone with your alter codes waiting to switch your ass to your next personality when it's needed to come out. And I really do believe, that the Nene girl that Claressa has around her, especially based on what her profession was or is or whatever, was assigned to be one of her domestic handlers. There's different types of handlers, you guys. Her friend Nene, the one that just had the baby, which I was actually thinking that at first I thought that Nene was actually going to be her surrogate, that she was there to be Claressa's surrogate, because if you all know, it's no secret that I believe, and with very good reason. There's nothing frivolous about my belief, okay? Let me be clear about that. I believe, like I said before, Claressa was born a male, okay? What would you mean she was born a male? What do you mean? She wasn't born a male? Why? Because she's muscular? She's not a male. Oh, what do you mean? Because she's with Papoose having sex? What you trying to say? Like Papoose is gay then? What do you mean she had boyfriends before? I don't see no dick print or nothing like that. What do you mean? She got hips and stuff. What do you mean? I don't see an Adam's apple. What do you mean I don't believe that. I don't know. I know it exists in entertainment, but not Claressa. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But all of that shit is you guys needing to catch the fuck up. Okay? And you need to put yourselves on to what the fuck they're doing out here, having these niggas out here, you know what I'm saying? Having these MTFs and these FTMs, these male to female transgenders and these female to male transgenders. Y'all better watch the realness balls that come on YouTube. Y'all need to start, those of you who find this so appalling what I'm saying, you need to go to YouTube. Y'all need to start watching those realness balls. I watch those realness balls. You see what I'm saying? Where they got like the queens and stuff and the realness, they be coming out there dancing with, the transgender men and the transgender women and shit. They come down the aisle, they be doing their little Vogue dancing and shit. You see, some of them don't do the Vogue dancing. They just come up there, they do their little walk and shit. You see what I'm saying? They do their little strut because they want you to see. They want you, the men, the transgender men, they want you to see, yeah, I was a woman, but look at me now. You see what I'm saying? Look at me now. I got a beard. See, look at the beard. They got the Papoose beard and shit popping off. They got the 50 Cent muscles and shit popping off. You see what I'm saying? Look at me. Shit, I got muscles. I got a beard and shit. I got, this, that. Some of these motherfuckers, some of these chicks, they got Adam's apples and all that. You see them holding their neck up and shit. They got the Caesar haircut. You see what I'm saying? Some of these dudes that be coming up there, they look harder than a lot of these dudes today. These niggas is looking hard. These females are looking hard and shit. These transgender men. You see what I'm saying? And we already know about the transgender women. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of them, who just coming in, they probably just started their estrogen pills. Their estrogen plan and shit. You see what I'm saying? They just got their transgender starter pack or whatever coming out of there. So you could kind of still see a little bit how they got, that they're in the beginning stages of their transition. You see? But you got the OGs or the ones who, you know what I'm saying? They just genetically, they were just able to just be fluid with their shit. You see what I'm saying? And some of these transgender women are bad as shit. Do y'all hear me? They are bad as shit. Some of these transgender women look better than organic women. Stop playing with me. Okay? And I'm an organic woman saying this. Some of them look better than y'all. Now all of them got BBLs and shit. Some of them have natural bodies. They have estrogen bodies. Let's just say that. Okay? They have a little breast, whatever, but I'm just saying. Then they got the section where they come and they don't got no makeup on. You see what I'm saying? Some of them got their phone in their hand. You can see when they was back when they used to be a dude or back when they used to be a female and shit. Y'all should start watching these shits. Like seriously, you men, y'all need to stop being on some bullshit. Y'all need to watch these shits too, cause a lot of y'all in the club hollering at niggas. I'm gonna just say that. Okay? A lot of y'all men out here and shit. A lot of y'all holler, y'all in the club and y'all in Walmart. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever, talking to these chicks and all that. But these is actually dudes, you see. Come to find out, you got, for those of you who watch baddies on Zeus, come to find out, guess who was at one of the motherfucking realness balls? Guess who? Y'all ready? First of all, I believe all them hoes up there. I believe 85% of the chicks on baddies on Zeus are born male. And I said what I said. That's my opinion. You don't like it? Prove me wrong. Show me some baby photos with some penises and vagina, whatever. I don't know. The shit, and then they got tricks for that too. So you can't show me nothing. My belief is my belief. Okay? You gotta show me some intricate research for me to believe otherwise. Okay? Some intricate evidence. Okay? But I'm watching the realness balls and whatnot because they are entertaining. Yeah, I watch them shits. Not just to, learn the bodies. Not just to learn the bodies, you guys, and study their bodies, the bodies of the male and the female. I watch to study the bodies because you know that all of these men who are walking, all of these transgender men walking here, you know that they were born female. So you get to observe their body structures and everything, right? And then, you know that the men the females that's walking, you know that they were born men. You get to study their body structure. You see what I'm saying? And there's always the same shit that surfaces. There are some minor differences between the two, depending on your estrogen and testosterone treatments, and depending on how good your surgeon is, right? There are some differences, but there are some shit that they're not changing, that you can't fucking change. And if you can't change it, well, they're not changing it yet. Okay? There's some physical appearances up there that the great mother gave us, right? You see what I'm saying? That they haven't learned to fucking fuck with yet. You see what I'm saying? Or manipulate yet. In the features, in the bodily, in the skeletal structure, okay? And that's the part that I study. These are the things I'm looking at. So when I say, you guys need to watch that shit so y'all can know what time it is. So when I say that I believe that Claressa Shields was born a boy, was born a male, I'm saying it from that perspective. I'm not saying it because she has muscles. What type of dumb shit is that? What type of dumb shit is that? No. And I could still be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I'm admitting here, I'm saying I could be wrong. But I believe this shit wholeheartedly. With good reason. Now, I said what I said. Okay? and I also forgot the initial point I was trying to make as well. So, MK Ultra, listen to the video. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, you guys. Okay? I'm going to play the video and you guys listen to what she is saying. Those of you who know about MK Ultra and the Monarch programming, you already gonna, when you hear it, it's a short video, it's not that long. You already gonna hit it on the nail. You already gonna know what time it is. You're gonna be like, oh, hell yeah, that's yo. You're gonna be like, yo. When you hear, you already gonna be able to connect the dots and know what time it is, right? But for those of you who are new to this, you know what MK Ultra is, or you heard of it, you don't know how it goes, this, that, and the third. You might have those of you in the medical field who you are familiar with dissociative identity disorder, which is what they try to mask it as, okay? Those people who have been under the MK Ultra program, who are out in society, those who they've experimented on, who have been placed out into society, right? You see? Because a lot of they have a lot of these people out into societies as what they call sleeper cells. They activate these people later on to do different jobs. The majority of these school shooters and these little school shooters, these little white boys and shit, they was sent out and stuff, with the fucking combat boots in the trench coats and shit. You know what I'm saying? Clapping up schools and shit all, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these young boys, right? A lot of these young men were what you call sleeper cells, okay? They were in the MK Ultra mind control programming, Okay, they were compartmentalized as what I have been saying about Miss Claressa Shields, and how they put you through the trauma to compartmentalize your brain, right? Your mind, your consciousness, right? And implant other alters or personalities that can carry out other functions based on, you know what I'm saying? They can say a code word, they can flash a color, you know what I'm saying? Whatever in your whatever triggers your neural pathways. You see what I'm saying? Whatever gives you that trigger to switch the alter. You see what I'm saying? Instantly will change you into that other person, that other role, that other thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these could be children who were experimented on, who were